Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? Your summer is here. Yeah, I had a fabulous weekend. And Shana Tova, everybody. It's Happy New Year, Jewish New Year. Yes. Comic-Con was great. Lots and lots and lots of wonderful people. But tonight, I have Marcius Van with me. Yes. Welcome, sir. He is a financial advisor of his own company and his own making, a man of his own making. And he's got some really great advice. Welcome.
Thank you, Ruth. How are you doing?
No, it's been fun. Hey, this this time started off with a bang. I don't know. I'm feeling lots of energies happening. Very emotional. Prices are high. Load shedding. Life is stressful, and I think it's like totally like we were talking now. Like this is what I want to talk about. But the pressure of life, and I think. Like I went to the shop today and I bought 800 rands worth of literally dog food and, like maybe some, like simple things, 50, but your like least item costs 50 rand. And it's like, there's just not enough money for the month. It's not enough. It's not. And especially when you do, I think, impulsive purchasing, which is my downfall. I do. I must be honest. And then I have buyer's regrets, and that's the worst. So I wanted to ask you about getting out of debt, and how to make money too. So go ahead.
I think a lot of people can relate with it. Having too much month at the end of your money, and I think debt is definitely a huge issue in South Africa. And I always tell people that in my experience, and since I've been, first of all, something that I love to do and that I've found an immense amount of value in is reading books, personal development books. So I started in my early 20s to read a lot of books, and now I'm at a stage where I read a book every single week. And I came to the conclusion eventually that money wants to be managed with your mind and not your heart. And unfortunately, 95% of the choices that me and you make every day is based on how do we feel about this. We're also very prone to be influenced emotionally. Yes. And then we tend to make emotional financial decisions instead of financial decisions.
Impulsive. For me, I think I'm a Capricorn, if you believe in all of that, but I try and really, I'm trying. That's all I want to say. Like I'm a single mom, but I've been able to acquire my own home, and it's scary. It is scary. I took a chance. I took a risk, and things are, it's responsibility, and with great power comes great responsibility. Like Stanley was a genius, and I think I did an impulse buy today, and I'm wondering, like in terms of the National Credit Act, how do I get out of it? Like I'm thinking, should I? When you still, it's crazy. I tell you, it's absolutely crazy. I bought a piece of furniture that's gonna go there. It's for all my tzatzkas. All my
Did
little.
you buy it on a
yeah, I've got my beautiful bookshelf here, and you can't see any of the books, and you can't. Yeah, that's kind of. So I should sit that side, but I want something there. It's my zen spot. It's my zen. But
did you buy it on a credit card?
Store credit. So I'm looking at 19% interest.
Something I usually tell clients in the first meetings that I have with them already is, believe it or not, most people have credit cards, and most people are in debt with that credit card for the rest of their lives. The moment it's paid off, something's going to happen, and you are going to use that money again. And the thing with credit is, especially a store credit card or a credit card from your bank, it's psychologically designed to screw you. Like this, for example, you gotta go. You have to head on over to Woolies. You got to go and buy a couple of things for the house, right? You take the credit card, get a couple of things, you tap the card, 2,000 Rand, boom. Versus that situation, versus you go to Woolies with your Capitec savings card, in which you've been saving the past 3 years, you only have 28 grand in there. I promise you, you are not going to buy 2 grand's worth of stuff because it's your own money. And there's a psychological pain to using your own money. When you tap the credit card, there's no pain. It's easy.
No, guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
I mean,
But now I need to start. And there's something how I realized. I mean, okay, look. So I'm 43 years old. Like I say, I've had a mom. I have been blessed. I'm sort of feeling like I bought my first car in 2020. I thought, this is my year, people. This is my year. Like, yeah, 2020, man. Boom, lockdown. So, yeah, and I've managed to actually refinance it without paying a balloon, right? Like I've let. They say in a way you must sometimes let credit work for you, but I suppose that's on an asset. That's an asset class, correct? Like a property.
A lot of people think a property is an asset. It only becomes an asset once it's paid off. And the whole thing about, you got to leverage debt, and rich people leverage debt. Yes, rich people leverage debt, but not like the average Joe. The average Joe buys a house and a car, pays the house off for the next 30 years, buys a couple of cars. At the age of 65, they got to retire. Don't have nearly enough to do that. Probably take a pay cut of 40 to 50%. Now they got to scrap to come by every month. And that's the average individual's reality. Rich people leverage debt by using a lot of money. If I head on over to the bank and I do a property deal of 200 million, I promise you they are not going to charge me 8 or 10% on that loan.
What is prime now, if I may ask? I wasn't too sure. What is it now gone up? And prime is the repo rate, correct? Prime is the Reserve Bank rate.
Yes, I'm not sure actually. I don't really follow that stuff so closely. I don't listen to radio. I don't listen to news. I just make sure I do what is necessary to provide for my family.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I suppose I was doing that. I'm just having a guilt day. I'm just thinking, why did I buy this purchase? But it's good. It's for the good. But you're right. Many things are very emotional. And are they even egotistical at times? Like, do you think?
I think the ego is part of your emotional self. We all want to look good. We all want to feel good. And I mean, you've been primed from a very young age to have a desire for certain brands and products. You've been primed. It's been programmed into your mind that a Porsche or a BMW or a Mercedes is a nice car. Somebody that drives that car is not average. We all want to have that.
I know. And my car was secondhand. My favorite car. I know what I like. But and I really thought at the end of the day I deserved it. It was something, and I'm paying probably 3 grand for it. And are you frozen? Marcius, I'm going to take you in and you come back in. Maybe it's gone. How's it, guys? Yes. So I suppose I'm having a bit of a truth serum time at the moment. Yeah, feeling like, it's a new, for us anyway, it was the Jewish. Hold on, you do it back? Marcius? I know where he's gone. TG, is our connection okay? Must I kick him? Must I, get him off? How do you do that? Come back in. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he won't come back. I don't know. Hope he comes back. But yes. So, and he's I saw him on Facebook, and he said the clearest thing to me is that when we need money, I actually want him to say it, when we need money and we're older, and we don't realize we're going to get older, unless you, God forbid, leave this earth. But I mean, it's like, are we actually thinking about tomorrow? There he is. Hello? Are you there?
Ruth,
You're back.
was
Sorry. Jy het vasgehak. Jy het vasgehak. Dis our load shedding. Excuse man.
Right.
Maybe it's my side, but I've got the cables plugged in. We're not on load shedding at the moment, thank God. But it's here to stay, folks.
Right. What's the last bit you heard?
The last part that I really recall, remember I spoke about ADHD and that also playing a factor into buying and spending and all of these things. And it's, yeah. I actually don't recall. I was saying basically it's, yeah, okay, you remember.
I remember. I was speaking about the whole emotional aspect with regards to it. And I think that is the magic bullet for me that I managed to understand in my early 20s. I always tell people I'm waiting to meet a client that screwed up their money like me, because I did it proper. Definitely. And the thing that I used, something, if I can share a bit of value, a very simple system that one can use to try and separate yourself emotionally from your finances, because that's what you actually need. You need to separate the emotional self, because you don't want to take emotional financial decisions. You want to make plain financial. You want to be like a computer. You want to think, just crunch the numbers. So what I do is I try to structure my finances in such a way that I manage it once a month, one day, instead of trying to micromanage it throughout the month. You know, you tap here, tap there, and you think there's about 17K left in the account. And then later on, you check that there's 12 grand, and then you wonder where the hell did the 5 grand go, and you don't know. So a system that I use is I got 3 bank accounts, right? So I got my business account. Off of my business account, all my responsibilities and debit orders go off there. I structure automatic payment to my wife's account for groceries, and I structure an automatic payment to the second account, which is petrol card, 2 petrol cards. I send a certain amount of money to the petrol cards every month as well. Petrol allowance with a little bit of extra money there for services and whatever, you know, maybe a flat tire here or there. But that's the car's money, the car's card. I don't even hold it. I keep it in the visor. And then the third account I have is my personal account. That's my entertainment account. And there I give myself an entertainment allowance. That's the heart's money. If I want to do something silly, like go and have a couple of craft beers, good cigar, buy a new suit, or do something stupid, I do it with that money. And if it's finished, it's finished. Too bad, so sad. Sorry, Marcus, you blew all your money. You're only going to do it a couple of times before you realize it's pretty shitty to stay home the last 3 weekends of every month.
Yeah, well, apparently a lot of people have actually saved money with COVID, but people I've met, no, like, especially now with load shedding, sorry, and I won't call it anything else, maybe something more creative, but yeah. It's crazy how the electricity accounts are now actually getting worse and the maintenance and the damage on those machines, and it's actually almost like the universe screaming at us going, fix it, or you're going to have to start from scratch. Like, does that make sense?
Yes, I understand the frustration that most people have with things that's going on in our country. For example, the petrol prices, load shedding. I have a very different perspective of the world. I firmly believe that I am the creator of my reality. Everything is not my fault, but I'm responsible for everything. I am able to respond in a manner of my choice. And I'm not going to let the government and their load shedding piss me off and make me have a bad day, or cause me to not be able to make money. It's my responsibility. irrespective. I've got to feed my family. So what do I need to do? I need to make more money, get a solar system, and make sure that I'm operating 100% of the time. With regards to petrol, people gather at a braai, and all they do is vomit up all these negative things all the time.
Yes.
And they unfortunately, we've been conditioned to connect like that. And we end up talking about how broke we are, how shitty life is, instead of talking about how can we make life better? How can we take responsibility? How can I fix this? How can I make this work for me? That's just my
it makes full sense. Okay, so you've got your that's remarkable, and that's a very true thing to work on and remember. It is, and I think gratitude is another thing that is very important in that scenario, whether it's just for your health or it's just for the situation that you happen to be in at the time. A healthy child, a job, something that's going to be okay. So I tell you. Sorry. So the 3 different accounts. So the car is definitely a liability in your eyes. Definitely.
Definitely.
How long do you keep cars? Do you secondhand, or do you keep a car till it's dead?
Never buy a car new because it's overpriced.
One.
What I can tell you is there's different ways of looking at it. For somebody that's got a car allowance from a company, makes sense to make use of his car allowance to buy a car every 3 or 4 years, whatever. There's a way that can work out and fit right in.
You must come back and tell us how. You must do a whole show on that.
Of course, with the tax benefits and rebates you're getting, it can work. I'm still not sure that it's the best way. I'd rather take that 7 or 8 grand car allowance, pay my car off, and drive it until the wheels fall off, and buy my next one cash. Because here's the deal: you buy a car for 300 grand, you're going to end up paying 500 back over the term. So you're paying a lot of money back. But there is a world where a car becomes not an asset but beneficial. For example, I got a small Daihatsu, right? It's a very ugly little silver car. Then I got a Polo, and I got an Audi A5. I use the Polo to travel up and down if I quickly need to jump somewhere or whatever the case might be. But I cannot go and sell a 3 or 4 million rand property and rock up in my Polo there and get out with my suit. If people are not going to take me serious. So another thing is, if you've got an online business, right, and you selling, let's say you're selling something, you're selling some type of course or digital product. You in your videos or in your content that you put out there, you rock up there with your little Hyundai i10 versus you rock up there with shades, get out of your Mustang, and you got some attitude. Which one's going to sell?
It's all about the attitude, I think, at the end of the day.
So in actual fact, then that car is better. It's better to buy the car and use it in order to market yourself instead of paying for a billboard where you put your face on or something like that.
Okay, for sure. Not your thoughts, your behavior is the only thing you have control over. Not your thoughts, nor your emotions, not someone else's problems, only your behavior. Thank you, Brandon. Arbot? Yes, let's see. So ask yourself, do you really need it? Yeah, before you buy something. Sure. Yeah. With me, I have a fetish for clothes. And yet I never see anyone during the week. I love lovely clothes. I don't know. That's my. I love clothes. Yeah, and I'm a sucker for a sale. Hey, that's cheeky. Yeah.
No, I can relate. I also love dressing properly. I believe if you I got a view of the world, right? I believe that there's three aspects to every human being. We are not this piece of meat walking around here. I believe that we've got a mental aspect, we've got the physical and the emotional, which some people would argue is your soul or your spirit, whatever the case might be. But
Consciousness.
success and happiness in any area of your life, for me, is going to be dependent on how well I can upgrade these three components of my being and also maintain them and have them coexist in harmony with each other because they are interdependent. You know, I might look great physically, be in great shape. Mentally, my mindset is 100%. I'm focused, but bam, something emotional happened to me now. Whether it's in the past or whether it's now recently, but there's some type of emotional need or an emotional imbalance that's going to spread like a cancer to the other areas of my life
Yes.
eventually. And if
Yeah.
I believe that if you can pay attention to your emotional state, your physical state, and your mental state, it's difficult, it's hard. This is the type of things that I don't teach you in school. But
No,
if you
exactly.
can,
And what did school teach you? These are the things that school should have taught you. These are the things,
mm,
how to handle responsibility, how to handle new life coming into the world, taking on an extra responsibility. There's just so much. And how to deal with, I suppose, everyday issues. But I suppose everyone's trying to figure it out for themselves. And yet, I don't know. I think it's
I
actually,
think
my father
that's
used to say,
I think that's part of the main reason why I decided to pick up a phone and start making videos and just share my views and perceptions with the world because
yeah.
I realized that if I make a video today or me and you we making this video and there's one person in the world that saw this video and got some value, then we made it.
That's for sure. I like that. I smoke that stickend. I
Yeah.
smoke that stickend. No, for sure. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Definitely.
You
Well,
wanted
thank you
to
very much, sir.
talk a bit about I think you mentioned something about how to make money,
Not
right?
spend. Not spend. But
Oh,
okay, yes. Let's give your take on. Ek het my pennetjie hierso op die vloer geluk val en nou is ek nie. Okay, maar kom ons gaan maar aan. Ja. Okay.
Um,
Own
I
business.
don't
I
think
want to start online marketing. I want to start advertising a product that I have for reals, like actually, like properly for reals. Yeah.
you should jump on social media and
Which, when
market
you say
the
social
shit
media,
out of
which ones do you think are the best, like for
the,
you?
the the platform with the best opportunity for growth right now is TikTok.
Okay,
Also
besides
depends
TikTok.
on if you want to make money,
Yes.
you got to jump onto TikTok. Look,
Okay.
I've got to be honest with you, right? I
Yeah.
look back at some of my first videos and I cringe. I'm thinking like, oh shit, did I really say that? But I mean, and you're gonna look stupid the first time you try something. It's normal. But that's not where your
We
focus
still,
should be, right? You heading to
yeah,
the future. Where am I going to be in
yeah.
5 years? That's the person you're chasing, and people are going to tell you stupid things. It's going to tell you you're too short, or why is your nose so big, or this or that. That's not you're not going to buy my product, so
Yeah,
I'm not going to worry about your comment. I'm
yeah, for
heading on
sure.
to the next.
Here we go. Here's a question. Here's a question. Brandon's got a good question for us. Wait. Cause for your guest, what if you buy a collector's item like a Porsche with low mileage?
Well, that's almost like art, and art is probably one of the best ways to make money. But of course, you need money to get
Mm.
into that. You can't go and buy 8,000 rand painting. You
No,
gotta
you
buy
have to have
something
a
eight
target
hundred.
market.
You know,
Target
but
markets.
great returns on that.
Yeah, I know a few artists. People email me, rebelliousruthie@gmail.com. You never
Mm.
know. Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
Another thing
so
I wanted to mention is I
mm,
think that we grow up with these words. How do I make money? And
okay.
it's stuck in our minds, and we
Yes,
need
it's
to
a
make
record
money.
over and over and over. Yeah.
And I don't think we need to make money. We need to get money. Somebody has the money that you need. And the way for you to get that energy, because that is just money is just energy.
I
In order
like
for you
it.
to
I
get
like
that,
it.
I need to give you something of value. If I can give value to you, and it provides value to your life, then you'll be willing to exchange money with me. So if you can find something like that, then you just replicate the recipe and
Mhm.
apply it over and over and over again. I am a firm believer that, especially for entrepreneurs, your best shot at success and making money is to do it with something that you really have a passion for, because dedication and discipline is only going to take you that far. What's gonna pull you through, 11 a.m. or 11 in the evening, and you gotta hustle, and you still got 2-3 hours of work to do. Only passion can do that.
Yeah, and they say your work should be your passion because it's the most time that most people spend their time on. And I suppose we're stuck in the. I mean, I'm an employee. I am. This for me is a hobby. It's not a business. Um, Welcome to sponsor. Sponsors welcome.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I also like educating people. I myself am. I would say I'm blessed, but I have been naive. I am naive. I like and sometimes my excuse lately is that I find myself trying to buy from the South African market, right? Like we went to Comic Con and I didn't purchase something that came from a place that makes 20 million of it an item, right? I went
Mm,
to There was a guy selling a braai saki. Let it look. It's a braai saki. It's made with like gauze, and you put your food in there, and dan sit jy dit op die vuur. Jy kan vegetables daarin sit. You can make literally stir fry. Oh, there it is.
mm.
Check this out. Craft braai bag,
Yes.
and it's like, okay, it's soon to be tested. Review coming up.
All right.
Review coming up. But yeah, it's kind of like a cool idea. So, and he
Look, I
showed
think
that,
that's cool. To
yeah,
support local.
and support South Africa before you just spend something. Maybe look for a South African alternative. Do a bit of internet googling. Find something. Don't just pick what's on Somadar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
So yeah.
100%. Definitely, I can relate with that.
Yeah, South Africa, we need to, because I think that's what makes us stronger. We have to enrich ourselves. We have to, and I admire the entrepreneur, the everyday entrepreneur in the street,
Mm,
taking the risk, renting a shop, or just putting a space up online, willing to interact. We saw
mm.
such incredible exhibitors at the Comic Con this weekend. So yeah, but yeah,
Quick
and there's lots
question.
of. Mm.
The online business that you want to start, what's it? What's it all about?
So I have a solution for being, and I saw in a shop today, there are lots of alternatives, okay, for lights and lighting. And you can get it. They are out there. So my little light business idea, I think it's worth it. You have two components to it. All right. It's a light that lasts up to 4 hours. And it gives enough light for an entire room. It's not a
Mm,
spotlight as such. I don't know. Actually, when I saw what I saw today, I went into one of these Chinese malls. You see, here I am talking about like creating our own, and here I'm going to the Chinese mall to say, "Hey, what's wholesale? What can I do wholesale?" That's
uh,
tricky, hey? Like you want to support your South African, and we need that too. But
mm.
I got told by Auntie Mel, who talks like this, who's smoking too many ticks and playing in her day, darling.
Yeah.
Auntie Mel. And she says she uses a candle, darling. She tries to use I don't know if people are still using candles. God, I hope not. I hope someone loves them enough to like show them there are lights up there.
Oh,
Speaking of lights.
Oh, I think you can also make it fun with candles. If you can create the right atmosphere, throw in a nice Italian pasta in there and some red wine. Take you see, that's something that I try to do with every problem.
Situation. Yeah.
How can I turn this into gold? How can I make this something great? How can I take this problem that has been given to me and make it something awesome?
Jake, it's true
And
though.
also freaking expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it was just something kooky. But there are always ideas. There are always ideas. People and you just need, they say you just need that one thing, right? And usually follow your gut.
Mm.
You gotta have and I think risk. I think have trying to have that I don't know if it's confidence, stupidity, or what, but just that want to get to have risk. You have to create a little bit of risk.
Mm.
You have to
No,
take
definitely.
responsibility. You have to. Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
are you
yeah,
open to a book recommendation?
for sure. Give it to us. Yes.
Um, Daring Greatly, I think it's by Brene Brown, and another great book. It's a bit high energy for most people, but changed my entire life.
Okay.
Uh,
What was that book before?
Daring Greatly.
Daring. Okay, Daring Great. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, by Renee Brown. Okay, that's book number one, people. That's book
Yeah.
number one. Okay, Daring Greatly by Renee Brown. Okay, and the
Let me just.
book that changed your life.
A book that changed my life is Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone.
Grant
And
Cardone.
if I can end off with something that I try to leave with every person that I interact with is what I got out of that book is I got permission, and somebody told me that it's okay for you to be selfish with your happiness. It's okay to be selfish with your success, because the world teaches us that being selfish is a bad thing. You always got to do everything for other people at cost to yourself. And look, if you die tomorrow, a bunch of people are going to turn up to your funeral. There's probably going to be some folks that say they can't make it. There's going to be some people that know you that are going to make an excuse because they just don't want to go through it. People are going to cry, but 2 months later, your hubby or your partner is going to watch something on TV. He's going to laugh again. Life's going to go on.
And the
So
world goes
none
on.
of those people in 7 years' time are going to think about you. So
That's
think
scary.
about yourself. Choose. It's okay to choose yourself. And to me, at the end of the day, in order for me to truly be happy, I have to be able to reach my full potential. If I cannot reach my full potential, I cannot be the best father. I can't be the best husband. I can't be the best financial advisor or entrepreneur or friend or son. I need to pursue my potential in order to achieve those things. And then, only then will I be happy with myself. That's just my personal take on it. But I think a lot of people need permission to be selfish with their
Okay, so
happiness.
Be Obsessed by Grant Cardone. Okay, Be Obsessed. I like it. I like it. Well, yeah. Thank you very much. It's been cool. I want to
Same.
hear in more detail next. We'll please God come on again. Come on again. Yeah, I'm begging you.
Anytime.
Yeah, no,
Anytime.
lekker. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Thank you.
pleasure. Do you want to hang on or you want to go? I'm gonna say goodbye to the folks, or yeah. Okay.
I'll stay for the exit.
Okay, cool. Cheers, everybody. Have an awesome weekend. It's gonna be kak warm here in Gauteng. Know that. Put water bowls for your animals, please, or keep them hydrated. Keep your children hydrated. Sunscreen. Cats. No, I'm kidding. Just yeah. It's a little bit of mail coming through, darling. You've got to get mail out. The tunny. All right. Love you all. Juicy Fan. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.